Welcome to the Orient for the 2007 Rally of China, the last event of this year's Intercontinental Rally Challenge. Well, after an exotic start in Kenya, a stage in Turkey and a long series of rallies across Europe, the championship had its title decision on the penultimate event in Switzerland. Well, that said, here in China, some teams can still improve their championship positions, and that's what they set out to do. Also, in the stunning rural landscape, the China Rally is something not just for the visual enjoyment of us, it's a real challenge for the finest of drivers as well. 2 legs in total for this 2007 Rally China. Long and winding roads, the norm. Special Stage 1, the shortest of the specials in this rally. We're on board with the Japanese driver Katsuhiko Taguchi and his Australian co-driver, of course, Mark Stacey. The Aussie doubles up as team coordinator for the MRF Tyres team. They run 3 Mitsubishi Lancers in this year's Rally of China. Well, China is all about gravel and dust, as you can see. Nevertheless, a nice start for the number 3 car. They take the lead after Special Stage 1, setting an unbeatable and unbelievable 148.3 on the twisting roads. Well, not too far away from this excellent target time, the British duo of Martin Rowe and Dale Mascott, they a mere 2 seconds behind. Well, the Longyou area in China is a very rural area, including a big city, of course, Longyou City, and the rally skirts and stretches farmlands, rice terraces, and, of course, back to the city suburbs. Over the IRC season, fans have asked for longer onboard footage. So, on Special Stage 2, this is Katsuhiko Taguchi. Stunning scenes, no barriers there, and time for great care in the bamboo forest. The slender trunks are rock hard. There's not much space to slide, as you can see. Catch the back end and you will spin. Very little room for error. Well, the opening leg was designed to give the drivers a second chance. With more than one run through it, the competitors will get quicker. As we'll see later, those who adapt better can be more aggressive through these hazardous roads. Katsu, the Asian Pacific Rally champion in 1999, masters this one to perfection. At 35 years of age, he has the experience of 16 WRC events and clocks the best time so far on Special Stage 2 with an 8 minutes 21.9 benchmark, that is, for the others. Well, with David Higgins, one of the European competitors, keen to do well on Asian soil. Special Stage 2, he was clocked only 1 second behind the leader. What would a China rally be without the Chinese? Well, here are some of the local contenders. Longyou and Yu Huang scoring the first surprise of the day, winning special stage 2, 6 seconds ahead of the rest. A mighty margin. Martin Rowe keeping his yellow Mitsu flying well, always keeping in touch with the top performers. Well, the next 10 kilometres take us through the tea plantations. Very twisty roads, a real challenge.
Keep right over jump, fourth gear maybe, 80. Keep a middle over jump, 80. Keep a middle over jump, 80. Oh yeah. Keep a middle over jump, 100.
Fleur Pedersen is the only lady in this rally, co-driving for Brian Green. The Kiwi duo hanging on in the top 10, but that never really within striking distance of the leaders. Even the straights in China are bumpy and dangerous, as you can see. Look how tight it is once they come into the villages. After the first 4 stages, they're 2:38 behind in 8th. 2 minutes 38, that is. Same stage this time again on board with Katsuhiko Taguchi. When the cars pick up speed, the gravel is swept from the road. It's very fast and slippery, and you can see the car fighting for stability. The bumps over the water bridges can send the vehicle skyward as well if care is not taken. Well, Taguchi is probably the most experienced driver in the field and manages just fine. He knows the kind of gravel well. Australia and New Zealand were similar, but it's his China experience that's a clear advantage. He's second overall for now. Well, the Finn Jussi Välimäki came to the rally as one of the favourites, teammate of Katsuhiko Taguchi. He clocked the same stage times, unseen by most of our cameras, but he really seems comfortable out there, looking good. Well, no wonder Taguchi was the main focus of our cameras. He has the most spectacular driving style of all the competitors. Like his compatriot Hiroshi Matsuoka in the world of rally raid, Katsu is hugely motivated. So much so, the main task of his co-driver Stacy is to slow him down when he's pushing just a little bit too hard on occasion. Well, the third car of the MRF Tyres team is also amongst the leaders after 6 stages. Indian Gaurav Gill is the co-driver. Glenn McNeil from Australia riding alongside. Good run highlights the professional approach of this team. Well, Green and Pedersen started losing their rhythm halfway through the day, dropping more time, I should say. Later, they redoubled their efforts and managed to hang in there, keep their chances alive. On board again with Taguchi and Stacey. This stage, there's some tarmac sections, very mixed, going from smooth and clean to bumpy and dusty. Well, the streets are quite new, another sign of the rising economic power of China. Next year, the Olympic Games arrive, and the whole country intends to be the perfect host. It's the same mood surrounding this rally. Well, taking into account the potential of the landscape and the enthusiasm of the Chinese, it's just a question of time before we see competitive Chinese drivers coming into the IRC and the WRC alike. Well, with Taguchi leading the rally after 6 specials, David Higgins was still doing a good job keeping in touch despite a misfiring engine. Battle he did, and towards the end of the day he managed to snatch the lead from Taguchi's grasp, but for how long? What would he have done without the misfire? Big question. Martin Rowe also took his chance, benefiting from a mistake by Taguchi. That we'll see in a moment. Good work. And to the delight of the locals, the Chinese duo of Zhu and Huang performed better than expected. They were third after leg one. So what about Katsuhiko Taguchi? Well, here's the answer. After slightly dropping down the timing sheets in the last special, got a little desperate and developed something of a heavy foot. Yes, the stage got more and more slippery, and it was in bad shape after the opening runs through. The gravel was gone, and the remaining surface was like racing on ice. Let's get on board with him and enjoy the ride. Well, staying focused was the main challenge for the 35-year-old. He's driven all over Asia, the bumpiest roads in Thailand, as well as Japan, Malaysia, Indonesia and Australia. But can he keep his temper in check? His nerves just starting to fray ever so slightly. Now he's nearing the key area of leg one. The drivers have passed here at least 3 times already, so they're very familiar with the hazards. Take a look out left towards the ridge and see how dangerous it is. Katsu is giving it 100% to get that lead back. You can see the speed when he goes past the houses in the village. Well, coming out of a straight, he's just too fast on a tight bend and overshoots left. Slips down the slope a little. And it's the end for his team. Well, the second MRF car has also suffered some problems. Guarafil had more to deal with than just his driving. A car that we hadn't seen at all in the first day suddenly pulled up to 4th place. The Chinese duo of Wei and Song. And the concentrated and focused driving of the experienced Brian Green paid off. 5th place so far. This guy did his first professional rally back in 1969. That is experience personified. He spared us a few words.
Yeah, it's been an unbelievably difficult day. The stages are very, very twisty, very demanding and very hard on the car, but we've had quite a bad engine misfire for the whole day, so sometimes we have good power, sometimes we don't, so it can be very difficult when halfway around a corner you suddenly get more power and the back of the car comes out. But we've been going very careful to look after the China Championship, but at the same time I'd be lying if I didn't say that the IRC was important, because I've been following all year, and it was great to be able to be here and go, so we were keeping a bit of an eye and trying to see what we could do, but hopefully the guys can fix the car now and we can have a good day tomorrow then.
This is the first time Eurosport coming to China. Can you tell us the main difficulties here?
I think the main difficulty is the stages. The differences of the stage is so challenging. They're very, very narrow in places and very twisty and very tight. So it's hard to get a good rhythm and keep the car moving. But we've obviously been here all year. The stages from rally to rally vary very differently as well, which makes it a very good challenge for rallying. But here in China we can have very different weather. We can have very hot events. We can have very, very cold and wet events. So you've always got to be prepared for everything.
This is Jussi Välimäki repair time. It's been busy in there.
Yes, it has been a very, very bad day for us. We were struggling all the day. We have some engine problems all the day and tried to fix it, but didn't find the problem. But and lost lots of time on the stages because of that. But now on the what was it, stage number 9, maybe the long stage, third time. Again, 2 kilometers before the end of the stage, the engine was starts to die. Only first gear and 1,000 revs, but we did do the finish lane, and but after that we couldn't fix the car, and now we found that the fuel was from China, and it wasn't actually a fuel, or there is some things on that fuel that maybe the engine is now end of its life and cannot continue anymore.
You had the potential to win here, and initially things were going okay, and you set some good times today, didn't you? But trying to make up that time.
Yes, and we were amazed because sometimes the car was working and sometimes not, and we couldn't find the problem, what it is. But now we found it that it was the fuel, so couldn't do nothing for that. Just seal it, drums and cars refill it from there, but big problems. So it's not our team's fault. It's the fuel importer. Must have a big discussion with him.
So no chance of restarting tomorrow?
I think that's too big work because we need to take the underbody fuel tank away and all the fuel lanes, and I think the engine is really it's not anymore quite good. So I think that it's a party time.
Ill fortune and ill supplied with the fuel. So this is how the leaderboard looks. And well worth a mention of the 2 Chinese crews and their Mitsu Lancers. More in a moment. Day 2, second leg of the Longyou rally, and the nervous David Higgins is trying to defend his lead. For him, it's a double pressure as well. He wants, of course, to win the China Rally Championship title, as well as the honour of winning on his IRC debut. Once again, there were some fast stages, nasty jumps, and turns to master. Yes, the British driver making sure he doesn't suffer the same fate as Katsuhiko Taguchi on the previous day. Taguchi out of the rally. He should have been winning, were it not for that tiny mistake. Higgins and Thomas doing well in the demanding special stages, 11 to 14. Comes out on top, but it's not over yet. In 5th position after day 1, Brian Green was starting to push the pace. He's so vastly experienced, the demanding roads of China didn't trouble him too much. At 61 years of age, he might just be the oldest full-time professional rally driver in the world. Solid racing by the Kiwi veteran. Well, as before on the IRC, the stars of leg 1 have been caught out on leg 2. Chinese duo of Wei and Sung had a few good stages early in the morning, but then had to retire. This pairing certainly have a future, though, in rallying. Keep an eye out for them. Well, the first compatriots, or their compatriots, Longyou and Yu Huang, making sure that they finished the rally, carrying their form from day 1. They kept up the pace and used their home knowledge to climb to 2nd place with only 2 stages to go. Although Rowe was finding tyre problems throughout the rally, he held his position in the top 3 until the end of special stage number 14. But he was not very happy to learn that the Lang and Zhu outfit had beaten him by a few seconds to push him down to 3rd overall. Could he pull it back over the final 2 stages? Big question. Well, a tremendous atmosphere surrounding all of the stages. The school children, as usual, given the day off, which was terrific. And having moved up a place in the early morning, Brian Green did not push too hard for a podium spot, despite reducing the gap on the leaders. He took the warning of the many retirements of the others on the slippery stages, and fourth place it was to be for the New Zealander. An ambitious driver is Mr. Rowe, and would rather crash out of the rally than give up second place that he held earlier. So the last two stages saw a mighty battle between him and Longyou. But the Chinese was the better man in the end. He was faster than Rowe in both of the last two specials, even knocking time off the rally leader Higgins. A well-deserved second place for Longyou. With no more engine misfiring, no pressure, and a lot of repeat runs, Higgins did what was necessary to drive home for victory. A solid performance. Let's hope we see more of him on the IRC in 2008. David Higgins giving it all, justly rewarded.
Today the car has been 100% perfect, but when we found ourselves in a good lead, we were just trying to be careful and manage the same gap between the closest rival in China Championship and IRC. So it's been a very difficult day, very, very difficult stages, and even up until the last kilometre of the last stage, there was big rocks and things that could catch you out very easy. So very hard to concentrate all day when you're not in a big battle, but very happy to be in this position and win. It's our 5th straight win of the China Championship, and obviously it's even better to win a round of the IRC Championship.
Good man, quite right, and I'm sure we'll see an awful lot more of him. The Brits taking it then ahead of Zhu and Wang. Rowe and Mascot down in third place, with Green just edged off in the end. Well, it was all over, of course, before we came here in terms of the Intercontinental Rally Challenge. Enrique Garcia Ojeda it was that had wrapped it up in Switzerland, and as a result, Peugeot Spain decided not to come along. They had, of course, wrapped up the manufacturer's title as well, and you'll be seeing an awful lot more of them next year on the Intercontinental Rally Challenge. Well, just before we go, a key element of rallying is, of course, the tyres. We sat down with Mr. Shiraishi from Yokohama.
In this Longyou rally, there is a very severe stage that is only used first, second, only third gear, and also the very tight hairpin is continuing. So that, and also that road surface is very hard, so the tire wear is very severe. So the team and the driver have to manage the tire life also. And also from tire side, we have to develop the good wear tire, and also it should have a good grip.
So I saw some drivers with suffering big problems with tires today. How was for drivers using Yokohama tires?
Today, most users of the 2000cc class are satisfied with our tire performance. But unfortunately, our users have some problem, so retire from the rally. But till the retirement, they kept the best time in this rally.
Let's say a couple of things for the future. What are the plans of Yokohama and rallying for the future?
Of course, we will try to keep development of the tire, but unfortunately, we can't support the WRC from next year because of the regulation for the make tire. So we will continue our development in all over the world. Of course, there is so many good series like IRC or as well Pacific Rally. In that, we will do our best and develop our tire.
And we'll see how they do. As for this year, it's goodbye from China and, of course, the Intercontinental Rally Challenge. Don't miss the full season review. From now, though, on the Rally of China. From me, Carlton Kirby, it's bye-bye.